Okay, so we're going to start way up on the top of the pattern here. Remember, it's a pattern, not a fretboard, which means we haven't done any warping of the top two strings. Now we've got C to C here, so that's 6 strings. If you see that C to C or anything, it's 6 strings, and we'll see that in the full pattern here. Starting with the C here, say way up here. Okay, that would be something like right there, and that's a pretty low. Sorry, that's a pretty low C because we're on the bottom string, so it's the top of the bottom string. Now that's all we're going to hear is this. Sorry, I didn't mean to double it. So it's going to be going up to the second string. We've got the same pitch up there. Why are we doing this? I'll explain in a minute. Up to the third string, same pitch. Okay, that's like from Farajaka. So we've got the same pitch. So why are we doing this? Well, I'll explain in a minute. So I just wanted to take you through that, and yes, we're just doing it in C there. Don't panic. Okay, and what it is what this lesson, the crux of the lesson is about. It's about starting cage shapes from different positions. So here, notice I said we have a very low, like that. So, but up here, this particular C, okay, unfortunately, this is going to be the same. We know that already. What's this going to be? It's going to be an octave up. Okay, so the top C of that is going to be a little easier to play. But wait a minute, that's 2 octaves. What happened there? Okay, what happened to our octaves there? So what happens here is this particular diagram is in fifths, and we're not showing. We're only going in fifths here, C to G to D. We're not showing the caged overlapping shapes. So part of those cage overlapping shapes would be that octave, which would be like right here, and you'll notice, you know, like that's part of the D there. Well, it should be there. It is there, but for some reason it's not showing up on our diagonal here. So that doesn't faze us. It could be from the caged effect. It could be we've just got to fill in the gaps. But to get the concept, you know, we have to go with something. So sometimes we can't look at the whole picture yet. This is the whole picture, right? C-A-G-E-D, okay? But let's say I didn't show these guys up here at all because they're in between. There'd be no overlap. Let's say these guys all went away. Oh, we don't have any labels up here, folks. Sorry. We're just out of labels today. Okay, so say we don't have that. There's a little bit so you can still see it. But say we didn't have those labels up there. Sorry. Oh, we're just out of top labels. Now all we have is C, G, D, A, and E. We still got half the story. I mean, we've got a lot to work with. So in this particular case, we're looking for where do the string shapes repeat. So we got C on the first string here, C on the second string there, C on the third string in the A shape, C on the fourth string in the D shape, and C on the fifth string in the G shape, even though it's warped over, and C on the sixth string, or top string, first string on the top, on the C shape. So we've covered all our shapes anyway. So let's not panic that I was aware that the thing didn't cover all of the shapes. It still bothers me that was part of the D shape. So that's what happens when you try to match things up exactly on the piano. Sometimes you get stumped. But let's not let that derail us from what I'm talking about with the lesson. So what are we talking about here? the important part of the lesson, okay, so we don't get dragged off to the side and have have a real confusion, an element of confusion in the lesson. And that would be, we're going to start cage shapes from a different string, and we have I have a new magic circle right here, okay, and what it's saying, this is how to read this circle. I didn't put a lot of gauze on it. I didn't put string numbers on it because it's versatile. The C, you could start from the first string and go to the second string. So each turn of this circle clockwise is going up one string and doing a cage shape. I'm still waking up. So we know we have our C and we're going to be working with C, right? So playing a C caged shape, like a pentatonic or a chord, playing that on one string up, say the first string, it's going to become an E shape. Playing it on the second string, it'll become an A shape, and it carries on. Third string, it'll become a D shape. From the fourth string, it'll become a G shape, and playing it from the fifth string, it's going to become a C shape again. Now that means 5 strings up, okay? So sorry, this would be the second string, this would be the third string, this would be the fourth string, this would be the fifth string. C from the sixth string is going to be a C again. Let's see if that works and see how we can play this. So what I have here is, it's a fretboard, okay, and the warping doesn't seem to really affect it. So as you can see, the E and the C shaped are warped here, but it doesn't matter, they're still there. That's where they are. So this diagram right here is kind of a pattern, but the pattern really doesn't affect it. And there's two things about playing a pattern such as this caged ladder. One is knowing what you want to play on it. Let's say A shape. A shape's going to go to E shape. So you got to know that. A shape goes to E shape. You're going up in strings, you're going to go a fifth. The fifth of A is E. So A shape goes to E shape, or you could count by cage, C, A, G, E, D. So A shape, skip the G, and go to the E shape. Okay, so in fifths, going down a pentatonic scale, you go every other letter, and that'll take you in fifths. Okay, in fourths, going from, let's say, the E shape to the next shape down, is going to be A shape. You can go up a pentatonic scale, E, skip the G shape, and go to the A shape. So it's knowing what's the next shape, and then the other half of the story is fitting that shape to it. And that's where we got into the S5L yesterday, which has a nice, easy way to shape things. Okay, here's our S5L, which was the hero of yesterday's lesson. Okay, and the wonderful thing about the S5L here is it's easy to know where the shapes are. If you just start on a G shape and go up in fifths, so it's like G, skip A, and go to D. Well, guess what? That didn't work. We got a G shape. We're going to go up in strings. Okay, so we're going down. All right, so G goes down to E and then to D. Okay, so it appears like we're going up in fourths here for a second. All right, my bad there. Remember, when we're going up in fifths, we go every other letter in the word cage, which is a descending. So we start G, skip the E, to D, skip the C, to A, skip the G, to E, skip the C, D, to C. Okay, and that's our pattern. So start on a G and build it like this. And you know you've got this aliasing to help you. You know, one goes to the left, one goes to the right. So you look at this pattern, it'll help you. Just practice playing it.